From HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas, it's USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+. Tonight, the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros open the 2019 home schedule against the Fresno FC Foxes. Good evening and welcome to South Texas. Alongside Sam Stockley, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks for joining us as we share you the sights at HEB Park. New kits, new season, new sponsor for the Toros, Nature Valley, going to be emblazoned across the front of the orange Adidas tops, which are reminiscent of the 2016 jerseys of their MLS affiliate, the Houston Dynamo. RGV will unveil a third kit a little later in the season. But last week, season opener in frigid Tacoma, Washington, it was a 1-0 defeat, but Carlos Small really flashed his potential, didn't he, Sam?
Yes, he did, and he's going to have a massive part in the game today for me. You know, speaking with Coach Gerson about this player, he's powerful, he's strong, he's got a good physical presence, and he's going to need to show all of that in today's home opener. Malik
Foster, their new addition, Jamaican international, is also called the Caribbean Pearl.
Yeah, and he's going to complement Small for me. He's only 22, already played 60 games at professional games for a young lad. Obviously, great pedigree. He's direct, he's quick. He'll deliver crosses, he'll get to the end line and try and pull it back, and he's going to be a big part for Small this season to get goals.
We expect some end-to-end soccer in this one. Stay tuned when we come back. Starting 11s and kickoff. It is RGV and Fresno next on ESPN+. Getting set for kickoff in South Texas. It's Rio Grande Valley FC versus Fresno FC, now in their second season in the USL Championship. Got a draw on the road at Expansion, New Mexico, 1-1. Here's how they'll line up under their head coach, Adam Smith.
Yeah, and you know, the key areas for me are these wide areas. You see Ellis Hayden there with Jack, the veteran Jackson from MLS, and then you see, I probably would imagine that Johnson will play on that left-hand side maybe with Cooper as left back, you know, and then you'll see them coming down that left-hand side. Plenty of direct pace, crosses in the box.
For Rio Grande Valley, 3 changes for Gerson Echeverry, bringing in a couple of MLS players on loan tonight.
Yeah, you can see Duval coming in at right back, great experience in the MLS, obviously coming in to get some fitness. And as we spoke about, you know, Foster and Small, and the big key for me is Dunwell in midfield. How can he handle Vasilovic coming into that hole just underneath? He's going to have a big job to do trying to mark Vasilovic.
First meeting between these two here in the second game of the season, second match day. These two played 2 last year, and it was Rio Grande Valley grabbing 4 points out of a possible 6. So Fresno still looking for their first win against RGV. As you take a look at Carlos Small there, the Panamanian, he's got a couple of international caps to his name. Yeah,
and obviously last season being so big, you know, with having 5 goals in 15 games. And as you can see here, you know, Rio Grande, just with their facing Fresno's attack, those front 3-4 players, they come so quick, so fast. It's going to be tough for their back four, but they're really going to have to do a job in there. And then for me, Fresno, knowing the unknown, it's so difficult when you play against Rio Grande Valley sometimes. You've got players that drop down, and you know, what I didn't notice from Martin Smith was how detailed he was in his game analysis. We asked him about how he's going to set up and what he feels is going to be a good way for him to win this game, and his reaction was it depends on how the other team play first.
In our conversation with Gerson Echeverry, he expects a little more open game. Both of these teams opened up on baseball fields last week, so you expect a little bit more expansive soccer, which is good for the neutral.
Yeah, this, you know, look at this. You look at that field there. It's perfect for these two sides to knock that ball around.
Game on in South Texas, Rio Grande Valley and Fresno FC.
Just see straight away Moses there, coming in from Indy 11 last year, just drops in as a little bit of a hold in midfield. And you see Kaffa, number 10, just on this left-hand side of the screen. Normally plays a little bit forward, but he's played this little bit more of a deep lying role, but he serves such good balls and so good on the ball that he's a threat from deep areas.
Jackson, the Brazilian, had the lone goal last week against New Mexico. Great service from Alex Cooper.
Another exciting British player from Scotland. Cooper loves to get up and down this left-hand side. You know, speaking to the manager in the week, he was saying that he didn't feel that he was quite fit. He had a couple of problems just with normal visa issues as he comes into the country and things like that. But I like that lad. I like Cooper from what I've seen. He loves to get forward, and he delivers a great ball.
Captain Kyle Adams for RGV lumps it forward, settled by Moses. And worked back to Mickey Daly, Californian, now in his second season in Fresno.
This is where Rio, even these early minutes, you can see how Fresno set their stall out. They're a lovely pass inside. They're going to interchange. They'll keep the ball, and Rio Grande Valley just has to stay patient. You know, first 5-10 minutes they're at home. They'll be excited. Just don't want to leave any gaps too quick with the attacking flair of Fresno.
Sebastian Junqua, a loanee from the Houston Dynamo, is a first-round draft pick. He's starting at left back tonight. And for Robert Coronado, who honestly had a very good game in that opener against Tacoma.
Yes, he did. Very solid performance.
Work it into the area, taking a touch. Jackson, they leave it back, and it's in for a goal. Vasilovic finishes it off, and it is 1-0 in the second minute.
Brilliant, brilliant interchange there, Jeff. Just see Basula, and when he comes in, you'll see it in a minute. Great, great interchange for the first goal.
Well, that's a way to start on the road.
It's exactly what we said. You know, they've got that ability to cut you open. You'll just see here in a replay. Yeah, we talked about Hellas Hayden getting forward. Just plays a lovely little give and go there. Vasilovic, and just slots it bottom corner. What a wonderful finish. Great interchange there as well with Jackson coming inside.
Nico Cordy, the keeper, who has not really been in camp with RGV the last week or two. He's been up with Houston, so he gets the start and gets to pick a ball out of the back of his net here in the early going.
Yeah, nothing he could do about that finish from Vasilovic. Pure quality.
So now chasing the game here at home.
It'll be interesting to see how the game plan changes.
And this is youth versus experience here. So Fox is one of the older teams in USL. Rio Grande Valley, is, you see with most of those MLS affiliates, tend to be a little on the young side.
Yeah, a little on the young side, and also sometimes difficult, like we said, to really get rhythm, you know, as you grow into the season.
Juan Pablo Caffa should sound familiar. On his second season, the Argentine with so much quality, product of Boca Juniors. And to finish his career off, a really wonderful career after playing in Ecuador, Uruguay, Greece, and Real Betis, Real Zaragoza in Spain. And challenge there. Moses will get in on those a number of times. He is in and around the ball.
No, I thought it was unlucky. I thought that was unlucky. Just see Foster coming inside, and Moses just steps and wins the ball fine for me.
Campo works it right to Chris Duval, longtime New York Red Bull and Montreal Impact man, coming over to Houston in the offseason. Here's Dunwell.
It's interesting, watching Fresno last week against New Mexico, how they dropped into just a little bit of a low block, just about 10 yards out inside. Sorry, just outside their defending half. They'll drop that block in, and that's where, Rio Grande Valley, they've got the quality with Duval on this right-hand side to really try and break around that.
Isidro Martinez, local product out of Brownsville, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. A fan favorite, you know that, here in short time.
Yeah, exciting for him to be able to come and play the home opener in his hometown.
Small come back for the ball. They'll earn a throw into Dunwell. And worked up the sideline. Zach Ellis Hayden, now the veteran in his second season. They're coming over from Orlando City B a season ago. And Adam Smith raved about him and really lamented the fact that he had him injured a bit last year, and they really had trouble making up his production.
Yeah, he's a big player in this team and with the system, especially now that with them adding Jackson on that right-hand side, and he's got so much experience, Jackson. He's got really good movement, and he often just drops inside and gives Ellis Hayden that whole outside channel just to get up and down.
Steadied the ship a little bit. As soon as I say that, the curve strikes. Work it to the midfield with Jamel Johnson, another European experienced player.
Yeah, plenty of experience, Jamel Johnson. Again, still got so much pace, great delivery of the ball. Makes very intelligent runs in behind the back line, coming inside. Be really good to see their relationship grow over this, these next few games, Johnson and Cooper.
His resume includes Blackburn and playing in Bulgaria, Cosmos, Jacksonville. But Wolves, big stint at Wolves, who had a big day today, by the way.
Yeah.
In the FA Cup.
Doing great there. Yeah, he was big time at Wolves. I remember him.
Good center. And settling things down, the captain, Kyle Adams. Castellanos, second-year player. Duval. Plays the negative ball back.
You can see here, look, Fresno's got no interest to come in and try and press Rio Grande Valley. They'll be happy for them to have that. As the ball starts moving up the field, that's when it'll get a little bit tighter. And that's for me where your centre backs, your back four, you've got to be good on the ball, and they got good players back there. Adams, a young lad who played, was it 24 of 25 games last season? that shows you how, in a new team, how highly they think of him.
Continues down this left side, pulled back into the area, the run up, and the shot from Duval was defended. Trying to get on the stronger foot.
Yeah, it came in lovely for Duval there, but great block on the edge there.
Foxes regained possession.
This is where you see Kaffa. You see dropping. Normally you see Kaffa maybe just behind the number 9 up in that hole where Bucevic should I say, is now playing. But you see Kaffa dropping back here, and this is where I think he's so dangerous, because he's got so much time and he's got such a lovely left foot. He could play it anywhere around the field.
The right side with Daly. It's always easy, right? When you go on the road and you get an early goal, it takes so much pressure off.
Yeah.
Play a little looser.
Yeah, and it also forces that team to come out now. The home team has to come out.
Hold up Jackson.
Just his movement inside is excellent again, Jackson. Really aware of his outside back and how to create space for him.
The Toros trying to regain their shape here defensively. Long lifted ball. Ellis Hayden brings it along the touchline and knocks it back, and a chance on the counter for RGV. And breaking through is Small. On the left side, we'll cut it back. We'll hold it up. The on-runner, Wilmer Cabrera Jr. That one on frame off of the foot of Malik Foster, but no problem for the keeper, C.J. Cochran.
Yeah, just got stuck under Small's feet. You could see what he's trying to do. He was trying to wiggle. He was trying to create a little yard, maybe use a defender as a block to just try and bend it around, but great defending from Fresno centre-back, and just the ball came into Foster. He just couldn't get over his foot around it.
Foster down behind the ball going into that challenge with Del Campo. switch of play. Jackson showing the quality once more at the halfway line. A little do-si-do. That went into touch. Throwing the other way to RGV.
Just there, small, just beforehand. Just couldn't sort his feet out there. That first touch as he came in, and then there's Foster just getting on the turn. Just got a little bit caught off guard. I feel like Small could have took that. Maybe he was just trying to create that little angle, wasn't he? With Cabrera coming in underneath it, just seemed he wasn't quite ready for it, Cabrera.
Martinez in the circle will send it in direct fashion down the right side. Duval has it into the corner, and defended in the end by the Foxes. We'll have to get it back out.
It'll be a great little battle, those two veterans down there.
Foster back to Duval. Really important win there from Castellanos.
You know, since the goal's gone in, to be fair to Rio Grande Valley, they've really stepped it up and they've settled down and moved the ball very, very well.
Taking the space afforded to him, the run continues. Laid off. And now into the corner. Monroy, who's on this right side. All the way across to Carlos Small. Foster into Small. Edge of the area. Trying to get a shot away. Calling for a handball. Nothing doing.
This is where they've got to be so careful. For me, Rio Grande Valley does well. They're Adams stepping in and reading that, because, you know, that's for me is where Fresno are at their dangerous. When they're on their back, they're camped into their back line and they just break so quick with a counter attack.
Ellis Hayden. There's no sense of urgency here by any means when you're up a goal to nil. They will play the way they want to play, as Ramon Del Campo will just play catch in the back with Daly. Wait for the openings to come. Sulovic all the way back.
You can see it's so fluid with Fresno. Like you said, Bafulovic just coming in there, dropping in, Kaffa's dropping deep, the interchange good. And then you've got obviously Chavez, the number 9, who just keeps them all, keeps those back four pinned up there. So anything in doubt, you can drop it into him and he'll hold it up.
And that opener last week in front of 12,000 in Albuquerque against New Mexico. Fresno on the road outshot the home team 15-9. Had 6 shots on target to just 2. Yet Adam Smith said, I thought it was a fair result, but you look at all the metrics of that game, they should have probably gotten out of there with more.
Definitely. Definitely. He was very calm about it when we spoke to Adam Smith, wasn't it, you know? The one thing I can say about this young manager is I was impressed with how detailed he was with his squad, how detailed he was with his analysis team and how he looked at games, you know? It's such a great opportunity, and obviously now he's been there 2nd year. He was talking about his he's got 12 core players that have been there out of a squad of 22. You know, that's key. You know, you get some rhythm. You can see a club that's building.
It's a likable young coach, 48 years old, 2nd season. Of course, he's likable. He's from Liverpool, right, Sam?
Yeah. Can't beat a Scouser.
Duval to throw. Pressure coming from Johnson. Castellanos over to Adams. Certainly settled down here in the 13th minute. 1-0 for Fresno. Cedar Martinez got back there, nicked down, and he'll win the foul, and perhaps more. Yes, the first booking going to Chavez, coming back on that tackle. Our referee, Eligio Araguin.
Oh, you can see Chavez, look at his face. I would feel the same there. He's pulled out of it. You've got to slide for that ball there, Jeff. They're both trying to compete. It's a loose ball. He slid for it. He's not gone from, he's just slid in and just caught him there. He even pulled out a little bit. We'll see here just in this replay. Look, it's just a loose ball. It's a 50-50. You expect your player to go for that. Just see Martinez getting there quick, but I don't think that's a yellow card there.
So Chavez into the book.
Really good play there from Dunwell, really good play. Young midfielder, got really big responsibilities, a holding midfielder in there, especially with Fresno's ability to attack, and he's done well in the first 30 minutes, tried to get on the ball.
Monroy runs out of real estate. Zach Ellis Hayden will opportunity to throw it forward. Home opener for the Toros. Have some work cut out for them here the rest of the game. But the one nice thing about conceding an early goal is you've got, you know, in this case, they have 88 minutes
exactly
to get back into it.
Nothing changes.
Yeah.
Goal scored, goal against, nothing changed. You still got to go about your business. You've got to stick to your game plan. Plenty of time. They can keep getting Monroy, can keep getting Foster on the ball in those wide little areas. You know, they're causing some problems in here.
Play that through too small. It was snuffed out. Here's Moses, guy who will paint the pitch if you had paintbrushes and some, I don't know, let's say blue paint. He would paint the entire pitch with his boots over the course of a match.
For sure. This is where it's so difficult for Rio Grande Valley, because you can see the outside backs. You can see in that far corner, look, that's Ellis Hayden pushed right up there, so it pins you right back in.
Moses. And we'll find Ellis Hayden. Head up, cross away. To make the intervention.
He's got to do better there. Back. He's got to do better there, Ellis Hayden. He's in a wonderful position. They broke the line. He's in a 1v1 situation.
Chunkwa is the one to break it up. Oh, nice turn by Monroy. Now he's into open space, turning on the speed, but chipped from behind. That may bring out another yellow. No, fair challenge from Seth Moses.
I was thinking the same. If there was a yellow just before, I was thinking that was definitely. He's a key piece to it, Moses, in that midfield. You know, he's playing a little bit of a different role from him, maybe. Normally he likes to get forward. He's a box-to-boxer, Moses. But now he's playing in a little bit more of that defensive role, especially with Kaffa next to him. And
Cordy ball ahead. Johnson trying to settle. Trucking back is Alex Cooper. Back to his keeper. Cochran got away from him. Duvall is into play. We've played over a quarter hour, and now let's see, Echeverry. What's going on? I saw a player hit the deck from Rio Grande Valley. Coaches, they're just outside of their coach's box. Oh, we got a shoe tying incident here from Brad Dunwell.
I just see him drop out in the bottom hand corner. I thought he was injured.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. And there's a goal scorer, Lucevic. Great finish. Lovely little interplay for the goal.
Dunwell, second team All-American out of Wake Forest in the 2016 College Cup final. And against his keeper. Cordy won 3 championships at Stanford.
Oh, you'd have liked that.
Now small and dangerous, but lost that one over the top and out of play.
Disappointing from Small there. Wonderful position. Great little interchange. Pulled away. Does everything right. Gets himself. He's trying to open his body up and bend it far corner, but maybe he had some other options in there. See himself talking to himself there. You know, he's had a couple of opportunities. He's just not been able to hit the target both times. Centre forward, you're thinking to yourself, well, you know, am I doing this right? Is this the right run? He's just got to not overthink. Get the ball in the box.
Rio Grande Valley now in its 4th season USL Championship, but 8-14-12 last year, good for 13th in the West. And to say they were a team that struggled to score would be an understatement. 36 goals, that was 29th in the rankings in USL. And just 2 road wins. At home, they were quite good. And had a lot of games that should have been 3 points turned to 1. They had 14 draws. That was most in the league. Trying to build on the successes they did have. Gerson Echeverry.
I think that was one of the things he was saying, you know, even when we spoke to him, he was, you know, where are you in your season? How do you feel? He said we're probably, honestly, he's, what, 5-6 games away before we all get our match fitness and get bedded in, he said. But, you know, the one thing he felt like this group has now, they're dynamic, they're athletic. Obviously, the biggest thing for him, you know, which he's very pleased of, is the goal is to produce players for Houston Dynamo, but he's also in that little conundrum where he also has to build a winning culture.
You got to bring the fans out. They want to support a winner. And a free kick awarded to Fresno FC on the foul. And Kafa slow to get up. Second here on the road. In fact, Fresno playing their first 3 away from Chimchansky Park. It'll be at Reno.
Yeah, it just looks like, you know,
next week.
Sorry, Jeff was just saying how they've set up there. You know, normally you've got Cabrera, normally plays on the left-hand side of their midfield, and he's just sort of tucking in underneath Small, more of a 4-2-3-1.
Now offside flag is up.
You can see Coulty there talking to his back four, telling him to stay up, telling him to stay focused on it. Just changed it up a little bit now. You can see, look, they're now a little bit gone into a bit of a high press here, Fresno. Normally they were dropping back to that centre circle sort of area, but now they've put in a bit more of a high press. And, you know, Coach Adams spoke about that, how a system can change different times, you know, depending on what the opposition does.
And unable to collect. Back on a throw to Fresno. Now in their second season, had some successes last year. A team that had 73 yellow cards, so they were an ornery bunch. Third in the league, and just 38 goals allowed, which was
tells you a lot about the mentality,
they
right?
were much better defensively.
Yeah, tells you about the mentality. And just seen it here now, you know, 20 minutes in and game, the tempo's just dropped as it naturally does. But when you're the home side and you're a goal down, this is where you now, the leaders need to step up, you know. You need to keep that rhythm, keep trying to press Fresno maybe a little bit higher, see if you can get that ball and create your own tempo at home.
Fresno trying to build on a 12th place finish, returning their top 3 goal scorers in Kafa, Johnson, and Cheney.
That's a book in there, definitely.
Sure.
See Monray making a lovely little run inside.
And Zach Ellis-Hayden will enter the notebook.
Just got caught the wrong side and had to block him. Monray was coming in, he was in on goal.
So Chavez and Zach Ellis-Hayden both sitting on yellows. And over the ball, Malik Foster.
Jamaican Messi.
That's right.
Is that right?
Multiple nicknames. The
Multiple
Caribbean
nicknames.
Pearl, the
Caribbean
Jamaican
Pearl.
Messi.
It's not a bad nickname to have.
No. He's 22 years old. Future for the Reggae Boys for sure. And I think Castellanos, number 4, would be a target here. Lifted back post. Castellanos is the man he goes to, but he couldn't get it on frame.
Exactly the right ball for him as well. Wonderful opportunity there for Castellanos just to put that back across goal, and gets it completely wrong, the big centre half. He had more time to maybe bring that down. You can see there, Coach Gerson bemused by the decision from the centre back.
So a goal from Vasilovic in the second minute of this one. That's the difference, 1-0. Cochran boots it away.
I think that's dropping 20 yards just inside their half. I wonder if there's a wind. I wonder if there's a slight wind, because his distribution's normally a lot further than that.
It's supposed to be an unseasonably chilly night in South Texas. Expect rain as is certainly a possibility as well, which would make it feel even colder. And talking with Coach Echeverry, he's like, you want to make this home field advantage big, especially when you get into the summer. We have this big, expansive field with the hot weather. We need to turn it into a fortress.
It was interesting because, you know, I go back to my playing days, not very often, but I played at Wake Med Soccer Park, and it was obviously a massive field. And we used to have to set up differently, obviously, because teams would come down here, they'd use the sides of the field, they'd stretch us out, and you know, it's difficult. And it's the same here with this beautiful surface. You can see it, there's so much space out there. You come against a good passing team. Both teams have passed it very well for me, but you can soon get caught open. We lost a lot of games one season on the counter-attack because the field was just so big. Well, that was our excuse anyway, Jeff. The field was too big.
Had nothing to do with the quality of the side, right? The 25th. Really, Fresno's been comfortable most of the night. So the last yellow card now shown to Zachary Ellis-Hayden. So two of them. The Foxes or Los Zorros in the book.
Just see Cabrera giving the foul away there. It's going to be, he's going to need to get on the ball, especially when he's playing against Kaffa and Moses. He's going to be that spare player that really you can see him trying to drop in and get angles, and they're missing him at the minute. He's getting a little bit frustrated, but otherwise, if he doesn't get on the ball and link it up with Small gets isolated up top against two very good centre halves in Daly and Del Campos. So it makes it really, really hard.
Foster is down outside the Fresno technical area. And he's up. Cooper getting a talking to. He's a big boy, 6 foot 180 out of Birmingham. Not Alabama. England.
Cooper.
There's Adams. Able to play outside in here, RGV, in the early going.
I like Monroe, even in this early part of the game. You know, he's drifting around the field. He's a young lad. Normally, you know, they tend to get stuck high and wide, but he's really come in trying to find the ball. He's got a nice roll, and he's been good on it.
Foster, good touch from Small, and we're off to the races. Monroy couldn't locate the ball.
Lovely touch from Small there, just to flip it around the corner.
Done well. Collected left side for Junqua. Cabrera Jr. and slides in safe, but out of play.
Just the first time there, the ball's gone into Small, and they actually had a little bit of a runner behind. It was really nice the way that Small came in short, and it allowed Monroe to get in behind. And I think that might be a little bit, that'll give them some success going forward if they can try and get somebody beyond Small at the minute. Everything's played in front of Fresno, and that's going to suit them.
Foster to his right, a diagonal ball, snuffed out by Johnson. I think a little more to fool him. Center Park, Martinez comes away with it. Up from Small, will run to the end line. Will that yield a corner? It will.
Good opportunity here to swing one in the box.
Golden opportunity to pull level here in this first half, 28th minute. Rio Grande Valley, who last week started a game with 8 players making their professional debuts.
I think it's great. I really, really do. I think it's great for the whole country. The amount of, you know, we've spoken about it loads with USL and the leagues and how it's changed. And I just think what they're doing, these opportunities that these lads have now is excellent.
Martinez whips it in. Not a bad effort. Kind of hung there. Dunwell will try to keep it in the attacking third. Played over, coming out, and boy, catching it on the bounce was Cochran. I think you're right. I think the wind is kind of holding things,
looks like
things
it,
up a little bit.
Cochran's distribution's long normally.
Well, one thing about wind, if it's in your face in the first half, it'll be at your back in the second.
Or maybe he looks okay there. Good pressure here, though. Look at Fresno just trying to push him a little bit quicker, high up. Bulusevic just trying to trigger that.
Foster deeper to collect the ball. Dunwell will look to initiate the switch. It's on its way. Junqua. Back, Monroy. Hold up play by Small once again. Monroy on the overlap, just outside of the area. Jackson was right there to thwart it. Rio Grande Valley starting to ask some questions here of Fresno once they get into the attack.
Yeah, they've been excellent in their defending third into the midfield third almost with their ball movement, and now you just need to see a little bit more of an end product maybe. Try and get to the byline, see if they can 1v1 situations. Build-up's been excellent.
Foster. All angles of attack cut off there. Get it forward to Junqua. One of the two Dynamo players with the outside backs tonight, loaned from Wilmer Cabrera to Dynamo.
Like the centre back there, Castaneos, just stepping into midfield. You know, when they're overloaded, that creates some getting out. Good little ball into Smalls. Tried to let that one run that time, but two centre backs for Rio Grande Valley is going to be really important.
Got header to Johnson. Doesn't quite get it. Recognized that it was on.
Great touch.
Monroy. On the right side, we're running out of real estate. Foster. It's a cross away. Will be corner kick, number 2.
Just see Monroe putting his arm up there, just saying sorry to Foster. He did everything right, great feet. Just overhit that ball there, being able to Foster to be able to get a first touch and deliver. And you see him rubbing his head afterwards, disappointed with himself. Foster there just keeping in play, trying to get the ball in. Good defending from Cooper. Straight at him, really keeps his arm down. You've seen those normally. Sometimes you get handball with those.
Out swinging kick comes to the penalty spot, down on the ground and cleared. Stay in the attacking half. Duval will track it. All the way through, just trying to get a touch. It was Cabrera.
Yeah, just too far for Cabrera to step in. Fizzed in ball into that little pocket. Great movement from Cabrera and just couldn't connect.
Collect. We played over a half hour in the home opener for Rio Grande Valley.
Apart from the goal, they'll be pretty pleased with the performance so far, I think, if you're coach.
Take the first 2 minutes out of the equation.
Take that quick goal, which you'll be disappointed about. You always set yourself up for that. Any locker room I've been in, any change room, the first 5 minutes, got to be coming out head on. You know, understand that it's going to be crazy. The game will always settle down, and they just got caught, didn't they? Just a good little combination, just got stretched, and a wonderful finish.
Race is on here. Nicely won. Good work from Castellanos, getting it forward and eventually lost. All that work for nothing. Oof. Ooh, heavy challenge there. Moses may go into the book, and that is certainly the case. So the 3rd yellow card on a Fox tonight.
I think he got lucky with a yellow card there. Cabrera just comes into him, and I just think he takes a lovely touch. I think he pops it through his legs, and he comes in full speed there, Moses. See a little ball movement there, just gives it away, great touch. Yeah, you see there. Gives it away there, little 1-2, and there you see he comes in, both feet scissored off the floor. He's done very well to get away with a yellow card there.
After a
that
giveaway,
was a dangerous tackle. Yeah, dangerous tackle there from Moses. He's come in 2 feet.
So after a giveaway, it's a dangerous time to try to challenge somebody because sometimes you get a little too much.
Yeah.
Over the ball, there's Malik Foster. Change the angle of attack. Adams into the area, off his line quick. And going over the top of Small to get it was C.J. Cochran. And Small down at the corner of the 6.
Then they are big thigh, straight into your thigh. Call it Charlie horse over here. Horrible that, when the ball's hung up like that, goalkeeper's coming, you know you're gonna get sandwiched. You can see him in a bit of bother there. Yeah, it just gets hung up. Keeper comes out, but look straight in. Always, keeper's always told, come out, knee up. They know that they've got that protection, and then it hits him, look, straight in the thigh. Goes down hard. You can see that rubbing straight away. Dead leg. Hopefully he can walk that off. Sometimes I've had dead legs before where you can't walk them off.
No kidding.
No, you can't walk them off. I know how you feel.
Small, and technically, on loan from the Panamanian side, Arabe Unido. On the second season, had 15 appearances last year, 5 goals scored. And Gerson Echeverry says we expect a lot of him this year.
Yeah, he's been very good in his, service he's had in his first 34 minutes. He's been very, very good. A few balls played into him. He's a little crafty. He can let it go through his legs and flick it to oncoming runners. They need him to come back in.
Checked out by the physios in the 35th. And now Seth Moses.
He's got to be careful, Seth Moses.
Sitting on a yellow now, getting a little bit touchy.
Yeah, you could just see there. Basulovic coming over to him, telling him to calm down.
Adam Smith told us Seth is a guy who's going to boss the middle of the park, and he will do the dirty work.
Yep.
He's done that so far.
He's just got to play clever now, Seth, though. Obviously, understand he's just had a yellow card. And
Carlos Small looking to re-enter the game here. 10 minutes from halftime. 1-0, Fresno. Basulovic the goal in the second minute. Foster, play on the referee, Ricky Naranguin. Duvall, we're at the line to Wilmer Cabrera Jr. Keeping it alive, shielding the best he can, stolen away, no foul. Good tracking back from Duvall, though.
Great tracking back.
To stop the attack.
Needs to get that moving.
Cooper, USL Team of the Week. Thanks to that assist he had on the goal to Jackson, New Mexico United.
Yeah, lovely ball.
He was marauding up that left side the entire night.
He was. Cut it back onto his right foot and put a lovely ball in.
Now, you don't have to be a left-footed player to play the left side.
No. You've got to be both-footed these days, or at least be able to serve with both feet, especially from wide areas.
Sliced over to Zach Ellis-Hayden. Collected by Monroy. Just wasted out of play.
Still there, we're watching Small walk. He's still struggling a little bit. It will looks like it may be coming back. He still looks like he's struggling a little bit.
Still Campo. Oh, one landed. Thought I was going to have a crater in it. Went so high. Switch, 50-50, comes out to Foster. He'll lump it forward. Cabrera had a head to it, couldn't control it. Collected by Zach Ellis-Hayden. Canadian right back. A little bit of a ping-pong pinball game going on in the last couple of minutes. Small. Back was Basulovic defensively. And sent into the area, and play will continue. Fresno appealing for a handball, it never came. And Johnson able to clear it. Adams heads it. Chavez, and on the move again, Jackson, ball at his feet, the Brazilian ahead to Moses. Adams out to defend. A little back heel again from Jackson.
Good opportunity to counter-attack here. Yeah. Fresno putting numbers forward.
Getting a bit stretched here in the latter stages of this first half. Trying to break free. Malik Foster inside the 18, slips a bit. Good work from Cooper to recover.
It was unlucky there by Foster, wasn't it? And you think he's just going to cut back.
Jackson will commit the foul. Jackson now 30 years old. Take a look at the confrontation here.
Yeah, lovely little turn here from Foster. Look, just see him just trying to cut it back there, but it's great defending from me. Cooper doesn't get bought at all, just works his feet, cuts back in. Really good defending, but good little battle out on this right-hand side where Foster's been playing.
Foster, right-footed angle of attack here. Minute 40 here in the first half. RGV looking for the equalizer. Windy Edinburgh, Texas, and that one got away, to say the least.
It's a waste. Great opportunity to whip that in. He'll be disappointed with that, Foster. Been a bright start for him, though. He looks lively, doesn't he? You can see why they're excited about him. You can see why Coach Gerson's excited about him.
All got a touch to it, not enough to keep it. Sulovic has got the goal. We'll see him not necessarily stay high. He will come back and try to mix it up, just like Moses.
Yeah, he drops in, makes that extra player in midfield and makes it difficult for RGV.
It's all about overloads, isn't it?
All about overloads.
Get left, Maloney, Jonqua. Adams the Kiwi. Duval.
You know, it's great to see someone like Duval, and I know that it's expected, but it's still difficult. You know, you're an MLSC, you're playing a lot, you get an opportunity now, you're coming down to play, obviously get your minutes, but he's been excellent. Great, you know, understanding, you know, professionalism of coming in and showing exactly what they're doing, trying to build that culture in RGV of developing players, what it takes to be in the first team at Houston Dynamo. And you know, when players like that come down, it makes your job easier to try and build culture.
Learn from the experienced players. Now, some people come down and they don't have the same approach.
Yeah.
They think it's just game time.
Yep.
And Jerson Necheverry talked about that. He and Wilmer Cabrera have a good relationship and a good understanding. They're coming down to help the team. He
did, didn't he? He said there's a lot of discussions. It's not just handed to him at the end on Thursday. It's spoken about every day of the week coming through. And I think that's critical. You know, it's critical for RGV to be able to be successful.
Anytime that conversation comes up, I always harken back to 2013 when Dom Dwyer was loaned from Sporting Kansas City to Orlando City and scored 13 goals before going back to Kansas City. And then coming back for the USL Championship, a game he scored 4 goals against the Charlotte Eagles. That's a guy who made the most of it because he had been a starter in MLS ever since.
Yes, and that's what it is. It's opportunities. You know, everybody takes different times to get where you need to get to as an individual player, you know.
No giving away. Foster, head down, shot away over the top.
You can see there Del Campo putting his hand up straight away. He's trying to hit that square ball across the box and just drops into Foster, and he'll be disappointed. Looked like he maybe could have took another 2 or 3 steps. I know it opened up for him and he took it early, but 20, 25 yards out, you'd hope your keeper to make that save. Just steps in, comes in, even defender comes across. He could have even potentially took the shot and cut it back into Smalls and maybe given him a chance, but you see the lights. You see the lights.
Yep. Have a go. Dunwell able to keep it alive. Back to Foster. Oh, runs in to Ramon Del Campo. He's down. We'll have to stop to check the collision.
It looked like a head, didn't it? Maybe a jaw.
Or was that Chavez?
Chavez there. Yeah, looked like a little jaw. You can see him there.
Yep, adjusting.
They are.
Check the chiclets on that one too, right?
Yeah, just pops across there. Foster just comes in. Yeah, face to face, definitely.
Foster bounced right off and kept going.
Little chest pump, but caught him straight in the chin.
That's what you call a showstopper.
Oh. The kits look nice, don't they, with the new Nature Valley across the front?
Yeah, they do.
Rio Grande Valley, obviously sporting them for the first time today. Nice how it all sinks in.
Now in the Adidas kits like their partners up in MLS. And again, it looks Like you, yeah, you expect like Giles Barnes to be marauding through, wearing those Dynamo-looking kits from a couple of years ago. Nap name, the Dynamo, a very dynamic team, really historically.
I remember Giles Barnes when he was at Barnsley.
Yeah.
Sorry, Derby, when he was a young lad, successful there.
As a, still to this day, a fan favorite in Houston. He wore the orange quite well.
I know I spoke about it before. You could see Cabrera Jr. just trying to get on the ball, but every time he drops deep, it's just pulling either Moses or Kaffa in there. He just needs to stay a little bit higher. I know he wants to get on the ball, but his relationship with Small is critical. I've seen it the last sort of 10 minutes. They're kind of going in the same areas. He's coming across because he's hungry to find the ball.
Adams in the attacking half here. Cedro Martinez in the 45th minute of this first half. Trying to level the score line. Grand Valley have had a lot of the game here as of late. Duval crafting in a cross. It took a deflection and just misses the back post, and eventually cleared by Ellis Hayden out of play.
Yeah, lovely little nick, just lifted it up over the goalkeeper, caused all sorts of troubles for him, but it was a great through ball, great build-up again from Rio Grande Valley.
Not that step over. Another ball inside, headed on frame over the top. Wilmer Cabrera Jr. And we'll have 3 minutes tacked on here to the end.
Finally got his opportunity, eh? There it is, Cabrera Jr.
One with a Colombian 19-year-old.
Yeah, lovely ball here from Duval. Look, good, just gets that clip from a defender that can cause all sorts of problems. Look, it's a great ball, but that just lifts it up and over Del Campos' little touch there, and just out of screen, you see the ball come back in, and then it was a chance for Cabrera to header, and he headed it over.
Heading is certainly a skill and a lost art with many.
Big Niall Quinn, do you remember him from Sunderland? He put the ball in the box. Those days are gone, the art of the big tall centre forward who comes in heading. You're right, it is an art.
And sometimes it's tougher to do when you're taller, to be able to get the ball down, say yes to the ball. Cooper will throw. Fresno looking to maybe sneak another one here before halftime. And 3 Fresno players, good quality there, and 3 Fresno players with yellow cards in this first half. 2 minutes to go here before the halftime whistle. Oh, got hung up.
He's found it difficult down that for me. When it's been tight, Ellis Hayden, he's found it a little bit difficult. Normally gets a lot more of the ball, and he's normally sort of attacking, and he's just been a...
Ellis Hayden getting a talking to from Olivio Araguin. Now he's sitting on a yellow.
Yeah, Monroe and Junkworth done well down that left-hand side to try and nullify him, because that's a threat coming down that right-hand side, Jackson and Ellis Hayden.
Very minimum, you want to at least neutralize it, right? Calling for it on that far side. Monroy work it wide off the foot of Adams. A minute left in stoppage time. Working on a counter, the Foxes. Kaffa is back to Daly. He's going to play a little keep away for the next 40 seconds, it appears. Jackson chasing. Adams clearing. Half a minute to go. Numbers coming forward. Cooper. Ushered back. Kaffa, always a man you want on the ball in this situation for sure.
Yeah, so calm and comfortable.
Same with Johnson. Has some space. Johnson on the move. Had a go. From Castellanos to disrupt it. We've now played the 3 minimum. The referee will let this play out. On the right side, cutting in. Jackson to his left foot. Jackson now falls to Cooper. He'll give it a go with his left and will go past the end line for a corner, and he'll let it play here. So danger for Rio Grande Valley.
All started with Johnson coming inside. You see what he's trying, just trying to bend. He opened his body up, just trying to bend that one far post and got the block. And then Fresno regained the ball and kept the pressure on. Got himself a nice little opportunity here. Free ball to swing in the box.
Draw something up here. Basically one kick.
Put it in the box. Why not?
You got Johnson there who can put right-footed quality onto it. Try to steer it. Don't wait too long. Lifted to the back post. Boy. Saw Cordy going out. Got a touch to it. And that's how the half will end.
I don't think Adams knew much about that. The ball hits him in the face, but he ends up doing very, very well with Del Campo coming in back post. Keeper was in no man's land. Corty coming out for it, comes over the top of him, and the young centre-back ends up saving a goal right half time.
A bit fortunate, the second-minute goal from Arun Basulovic holds up. First 45, 1-0 to the good for Fresno FC on the road against Rio Grande Valley FC. Halftime coming your way next. Scores, highlights, and a look around the USL Championship right after this. We're back in South Texas, 1-0 Fresno FC. As halftime festivities begin, the team trailing 1-0 to Fresno. Jeff Ratcliffe, Sam Stockley here with you as we take a look around the league. It was really a banner first week. This is week 2 of the USL Championship here in 2019. New Mexico, what a story. One of 4 teams to make the home debut, one of the 7 new teams. And they had 12,000 in the house.
Unreal. And what a goal for Sandoval to hit on his home debut against his for his hometown.
That's right. Memphis had their opener, El Paso as well.
Look at that.
New Mexico was the one that broke the attendance record. There was the Sandoval goal against this Fresno team.
Beautiful. He must have felt brilliant for his hometown there. What a story.
Birmingham got things going as well. So look at that new mark in attendance. It seems every year that's going up and up. 91,000 plus over the 17 games in week 1 in the opening weekend of USL Championship. Leads to a 29% rise.
Well, I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. You know, I played in the USL when it was 10 years ago, and now I see the growth in it. And here you can see, look at this, 36 teams, you know. Go
back to 2011, just 12 teams, now
yep.
36. 612 games will be played compared, that's almost 500 more. An average franchise value, that is staggering. Back in 2011, you can get a franchise for $500,000, $500,000. Now you got to shell out 32.5 big ones to become the 37th team in USL Championship.
It'll be interesting to see what they're worth in another 3 or 4 years, you know, with the way that the league's growing, these players coming in and building in the community. Look at these stadiums that they're putting up.
We'll be back right after this.
What does it take to be a champion? Skill, strength, vision, an unrelenting desire to prove your worth week in, week out. An army of fans behind you screaming your name. And sometimes just a bit of luck. For 631 games over the course of the next 9 months, 22 players will step on the field to answer the question, why will it be you and not them? And the 36 teams, from the champions of yesterday to the challengers of tomorrow, only one will be right.
To soccer fans across the United States, we want to say thank you for helping to create the most impressive, well-attended USL opening weekend in our history. With your support, we welcomed record crowds of over 91,000 fans to USL stadiums last weekend, and with over 3 million expected by the end of this season. This is a special moment, and if you're new to the USL, you're joining us at the most exciting time in league history. With more clubs and more games than ever before, the USL Championship is establishing itself as one of the premier second divisions in professional soccer around the world. In 2019 alone, we've welcomed to the USL family 7 new expansion teams in New Mexico, El Paso, Austin, Memphis, Birmingham, Hartford and Loudoun. That's 7 new communities who now have professional soccer in their own backyard, and 7 new communities where local youth can now see a direct path to fulfilling their dreams of becoming professionals themselves. We're also reaching more people than ever before, courtesy of our partnership with ESPN+. Every single USL Championship game available online, and another 8 now shown on national television. More fans than ever before now can watch USL soccer from the comfort of their own home. So thank you, soccer fans. Thank you for joining us for what will be the biggest season in USL history.
Well, Jake Edwards can say it better than the both of us for sure, but here's a look at the news and notes from the opening week. Sam, you mentioned the record-breaking week, over 91,000 fans. You wanted to really speak to this academy that USL unveiled that is really a big step that not many people outside of USL are really talking about.
No, I think, you know, I'm fortunate to be good friends with Liam McConnell, who's the Senior Director of Youth Development, and I know him and his team have been putting this together. And for me, having this Academy Cup and now bringing the USL teams together, you know, where I came from, the pro team was in charge of the youth. You know, everyone's trying to point there, everyone's trying to play for your local team, and now with this USL Academy Cup and the youth direction that they're going, I just think it's so good for this country and where it's going, and the football or soccer that's happening.
USL A. Shane Malcolm lighting things up for the Switchbacks, had a hat trick in the season opener against LA Galaxy 2. That's a look around the USL Championship, and we look ahead to RGV's schedule. They'll be on the road the next 2 at El Paso, at Tulsa. New thing this year, you've got the Copa Tejas. So when they play El Paso, that will be part. All the teams in Texas, the new ones, Austin, Bold, El Paso, San Antonio, and RGV will all be competing for that cup. Nice. Then they'll be back at home, though, against New Mexico United, the expansion side, before hosting OKC and the Las Vegas Lights. Well, 1-0. They've got some work to do to the Toros here against the Zorros. We'll look around the league right now. Sacramento Republic, 20 minutes to go ahead of Colorado Springs. Timbers 2 at the half. A goal up on San Antonio FC. OKC Energy up on the Lights at halftime. The Lights go on the road, and later on, Orange County hosting Tulsa, Tacoma hosting the Los Tos, and Phoenix against New Mexico United. So big weekend schedule, as it is every week here in the USL Championship. 1-0 here in South Texas. Fresno FC in the lead. Back in Edinburgh, Texas, cool night, but looking to heat it up. Rio Grande Valley here in the second half. They trail 1-0. Radcliffe Sam Stockley with you as we take a look at the highlights from that first half. And boy, it started really quick, especially for Fresno.
Yeah, as you said, came out very, very quick. First 2 minutes of the game. Got this, you see the ref just before it goes in. Obviously, home opener, look at him bringing it out. He's had a good game, couple of cards. But here you see first 2 minutes of the game, just this little movement from Jackson, rolls inside, and there you see the goal scorer, Belusovic. Just brilliant little combination. Look, really, really good here. Just rolls inside. They don't go with the runner. He bounces a little 1-2 there. Gets his body up there, right foot, bottom corner, past the goalkeeper. Couldn't have anything to do about that.
The assist officially went to Zach Ellis-Hayden, so apparently Jackson, according to the official score, didn't get a touch on that goal.
You'll be disappointed with that because it was a lovely little 1-2 movement, and there you can see them all. Then after that, for me, Rio Grande Valley came out. He's small. He just couldn't. You see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get inside. He wanted it on his right foot. He was just delayed it a little bit, and then you see Cabrera coming in, not really ready for it, and Foster trying to face the wrong way, getting a shot, but he's just trying to cut inside here and bend it far post. But it was great defending from two centre backs. Didn't give him that opportunity. And by this time, you can see obviously the left back Cooper doing very, very well.
From the free kick, good shot for Castellanos, but couldn't direct it on.
Oh,
Frank.
look at it! Wonderful opportunity. Just put that back across the goal. And here's the one that just the centre back gets caught trying to play a square ball. Goes into Foster. Foster takes a touch and just didn't quite get it on target. And right at the end here, they see Cabrera, just a little bounce up, just a reaction, trying to get ahead on the ball.
Vasilovic has the difference in this one, 1-0. We come back second half right after this on ESPN+. So teams re-entering the field at HEB Park. Or extended halftime for these teams. And what adjustments if you're Jerson Echeverry? I mean, you have to think outside of the first 2 minutes. You've had certainly your chances, and we saw that during the highlights.
Yeah, you know, I think they've had their success when they've got that ball into small, in and around the 18-yard box. He's so strong, he holds it up well. And then for me, looking for Monroy, maybe Foster. We spoke about Cabrera. Just maybe try and, when small comes short, can they get in behind that one more layer, just in behind their back line? And then it's just their final quality for me for RGV. They've had a lot of the ball. They've got it into wide areas. They've moved it well. It's just been that final little delicate ball, that slid-through ball, that lovely little cross, you know. They've hit the first man a couple of times and blocked. But apart from that, I think he'll be obviously, you know, Coach Gerson will be happy with it. He's just got to be careful because Fresno is so good on the counter-attack. You know, they can pick you apart with pace. I've been really impressed with Johnson. You see them coming out. Jackson rolls inside and Ellis Hayden goes up that right-hand side. Cooper, I think, has got more to come attacking-wise down this left-hand side. And then, obviously, Chavez has been quiet, and he's a goal scorer up top.
So we do have a halftime change. 15 coming on for 13, so it looks. So Andres Arcia will be in for Wilmer Cabrera Jr. We'll see if that changes the tactics of the shape.
You know, we spoke about it in the first half. He just struggled a little bit, Cabrera, to get on the ball and really link it up for Small, and that's why Small's had periods of time where he maybe didn't touch the ball as much. And obviously now with a sub coming in, his role's to get that ball in there and be a bit more creative.
Arcila from Cartagena, Colombia. And he played for Coach Echeverry when he was the head coach at Seton Hall.
So he knows him well.
Yep. So Echeverry at that Northeast school for many years, first as an assistant, then the head coach for 5 seasons. Echeverry, a native of New Jersey. See Monroy and Small as we get set. The restart. It is game on once again in Edinburgh, Texas. Rio Grande Valley trying to get back on top of this one.
Big start. That's what Rio Grande Valley now. First 5 minutes, come out, move the ball, test Fresno, see if they're still asleep, see if there's an opportunity. They've left themselves in changing rooms, and you can maybe try and hit them quite hard, quick. But it's got to be a tempo from Rio Grande Valley in the second half. I think they've got to dictate the tempo. They're the home team.
Build it from the back as Isidro Martinez will, instead, just lift it long in direct fashion, and making no mistake coming out was C.J. Cochran.
That's right up my street, that is. Ball over the top, into the channel, keeper comes out, you get a throw in first 2 minutes. Route 1. But again, like we said, this is where they've got to be careful. Fresno's so good on the attack.
Hold up play here by Chavez. Coming back to win it is Duval. Goes to Adams, the captain. Adams, native of New Zealand.
Yeah, he's been very solid, you know, so far in his first half.
One of the leaders of this team, of course. Heart goes out to 49 people killed in those mosque shootings in Christchurch, and he made a statement on Twitter earlier as a native of New Zealand. He said, "Our thoughts are with everyone affected in Christchurch and New Zealand. Kiwis are strong and resilient, but nobody should ever have to go through this. Kia kaha Christchurch." So certainly hitting you hard when you're half a world away. And your home country has that kind of a tragedy.
For sure. You know, hearts and prayers go out of all of those families.
He's on the ball now, Adams, in his second season. He's from Auckland. He had 7 clearances last week against Tacoma, so always seems to be in the right place to put out the fire.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned it in the first half. He was also last year, you know, he was 4th in minutes, so it shows you how highly he's thought of.
From near side to Junkwa.
And I understand the build-up. I think it's brilliant. I think Rio Grande Valley's build-up's been excellent, but the first 5 minutes into the second half, maybe that's a chance just to put a few balls forward, just stretch Fresno a little bit, create a bit of tempo with a crowd, get them excited, a couple of crosses or a shot or something, just get them up and behind you.
Arcila will chase against Moses, so good an injection of energy being provided by Arcila.
Yeah, Arcila's just slotted straight into that role as a number 10, almost in a 4-4-1-1, just underneath Small.
No sense of urgency here from Fresno FC. Fox is looking to take points from the second straight game to open the season. Again, first 3 on the road.
Yeah, this suits suits them, you know. They're 1 goal up, they're away from home, and they're not really getting, they are now, but they weren't getting pressured, and they'll just keep that ball around the back all game. That's much better from RGV.
And Duvall will watch it go out, throw in back to the Toros. Adams. Now Castellanos, who had one of the better chances in that first half to level the scoreline. Lifted ahead from Foster. And off his line, just waiting back as Cordy, Small, will close it down. And flag up.
I think it's a foul there on Chavez. Great little touch. Oh, he's confused, you're right. Looked like a foul. You see,
I think Adam Smith
yeah,
would
you see
agree
the
with you.
same. He goes up, gets a good flick, and gets a foul against him.
Dunwell dishes it wide. Castellanos, Duvall. Trying to generate something. Trying to get a goal to get yourself going, but you have to get the crowd into the game. Martinez. By Duvall to hit it wide. Dunwell serves it in, but right into the gut of Cordy. Well, just into the second half.
He's going to be in no rush, the goalkeeper.
Moses heads it down. Monroy right at the halfway line. And that one didn't quite reach its intended target. Small plays it on the diagonal. Good defense.
Oh, right idea.
Recognizing the danger.
Right idea from Smalls. You just see what he's trying to do. Just a little gap there. Slip it in behind. Foster coming on too. Just a little bit underweighted.
Junqua. Oh, Arcia.
He's done well, Junqua, hasn't he? Solid at that left back in the first 47 minutes.
Dynamo supporters going to be happy with that development.
Yeah, especially playing against a lad like Jackson, whose movement's very, very good. We spoke about in the first half how he drifts inside and opens up that lane for Ellis Hayden to come down. But Junqua's done very well, both positionally and when, you know, when to step and when to hold his position with his back line.
Juan Pablo Caffa, the captain, to put this back in play. Directing traffic. It's the left leg into it. Tracking near side. Adams lumps it forward. And into the center of the park. Moses. There they go, left to right. Jackson. Running inside is Ellis Hayden. We'll flip it to the byline. Ellis Hayden gets across away. Flicked header. And a reaction save from C.J. Cochran.
Great save
from Cordy.
Great save there. See Johnson coming in from that other side, just gets to the byline. Ellis Hayden flicks it into a great run there from Johnson, though. Knows exactly what he's doing. Probably not going to get him back post there, but makes a lovely little dart into the near post. Great little flick header, and the goalkeeper makes a great save.
Foster. Looking in turn, Arcia. Duvall. It's about cutting in. It's cut off. Working on Johnson. Two very experienced professionals.
Great defending from
Johnson
Kuba.
got the better of him.
Yeah, you just see the lovely little hint of change there. You see Ellis Hayden just dropping the ball in there. It does everything right, Johnson. Great header, and the keeper doesn't know much about it, but positionally does and gets him, catches him.
Johnson nearly had the Foxes up 2-0.
It was a lot like the goal they scored last week over on the other side, you know, the seventh. Their wide players, Johnson and Jackson, will come in off that, and before you know it in the box, if you're not aware, they'll pop up just in those little gaps and score goals.
Monroy to Arcia. Work from Daly.
RGV are doing everything right, aren't they? Just up into that 18-yard
produce
box.
the final
Yeah.
ball.
Just need that little final ball, that little bit of magic.
Held up by Foster. Leaving it back. Done well. Monroy on the right side. Watched closely by Alex Cooper, and he'll be escorted towards the corner. Johnson will come to help, and the battle continues.
Great little battle out there. Does very well, Cooper. I like this lad. I like the way he plays as a left back. He doesn't dive in. He's patient. He's obviously got great understanding with his British counterpart, Johnson, on that left-hand side. He's always coming back to help him, and anytime there's a 2v1 in a defensive shape, Johnson's back in there helping him. But you know, that relationship's only going to develop over the season. You can see big things coming from Cooper.
Everybody forward is Cochran. Rolls back. Castellanos. 83% of his tackles last week did Castellanos.
They look to be a solid pairing, don't they? Him and Adams at the back.
You got just 20 years old and 22. So lack of experience, but you would be hard to tell. That one weakly put in, no problem for Cordy.
Yeah, Chavez has got to do a little bit better for me there. It's a great little run. Again, Jackson coming inside, flicks it on the outside, and Chavez coming out there, and he's delivered the ball early with no one in the box.
Not the highest line of confrontation here from Fresno. They know they've had it locked down at the back so far tonight. Unlock it with ball to the right side. Foster. Skipping in, got too far away from Marcia. Foster will track it down. Can't go to sleep. Dealt with by Daly.
Foster just nicked the ball there. You felt maybe if he'd gone down, it would have looked like a bit of a penalty. He just got there before him.
Monroy on his right foot. And that one got away.
You can see him look disappointed with himself. Knows he can do better. Trying to come inside, just trying to, he's waiting for that window just to open up. He's looking to try and bend it far post.
The eye roll says it all, right?
It ends up going out for a throw-in, nearly.
Support here in HEB Park, or something to explode to.
They're waiting for it, aren't they? They want a goal, the home crowd.
Well, they were denied a goal on the road, Rio Grande Valley. Played in 35-degree temperatures, by the way, in Tacoma.
They look cold,
on a baseball field, so Jerson Echeverry from New Jersey, he's used to that, but a lot of these players from South Texas, not so much. And here comes the counter. Knocked off the ball was Basulovic, and that one wide of the target. Flashed in front of goal. Johnson gave it a go.
Yeah, he does well. You see what he's trying to do. He's just kept it hard and low. Lovely little area. Chavez maybe could come sliding in just a little bit in front of him, a difficult one. Maybe the sent forward can anticipate it with a bit of a slide, but nothing wrong with that ball there from Johnson.
Stay on the throw in. Junkwa.
See Balulovic having to do a little bit of defensive work, drop back in. You just like to see him get on the ball in that attack.
Foster on the diagonal. And his intended target zigged when he should have zagged. And here's an opening for Jackson. We'll cut it back. The Brazilian looking for some assistance, and we'll lay it off. Johnson collects left side. Has the overlap on the left if he opts to go there. Instead, we'll leave it back. And we saw the quality of Cooper's crossing. Instead, we'll switch it around the park. Good possession here being shown by Kaffa and company. And as soon as you say that, now into the corner. Coming out quickly. It was Cordy. Along the touchline, the race is on. Monroy had a full head of steam. Oh, going into a pretty good challenge there was Moses. Remember, he's on a yellow.
Yeah, he's all or nothing. Moses comes flying in there again. Just got to be careful. Love his attitude, love the way that he breaks it up in there. He's done excellent, you know, but when he's just riding on a yellow card, he's just got to be careful.
Oh, nice idea. Couldn't quite execute. He felt small back there, did Foster. Vasulovic.
He's got away with that. I thought he got away with that, yeah. Looked like good pressure there from Martinez.
Martinez with a lot of ground to cover.
He's done well, Martinez, in there. Bit of an unsung hero. We haven't really said much about him, but he's gone about his job in there very, very well, working hard. He's tried to make a few things happen, but defensively he's sat in there really well next to Dunwell and worked really well with him.
A local boy out of Brownsville, done good. Nickname is Cheline. Not sure how he got the nickname, but that's in fact what his teammates call him. In the 60th minute now. Now we're gone. We haven't had a goal in 58 minutes. On the return ball, pulling it down. Vasulovic gets a shot away. He's got a brace out of nothing.
Brilliant.
Vasulovic, 2 goals on the season. They both come tonight.
Brilliant, brilliant build-up play there from Fresno, right away from start to finish. And what a finish there by Vasulovic. Wonderful take. Brings it out the air and just bangs it far post. Excellent.
Sub getting set to come in. Now up against it with just a half hour to play. Rio Grande Valley, we're going to have to come out a little bit more and open up.
Just see him bringing Smalls off, which is a big call there from Coach Gerson, but he hasn't been doing it for me in the second half. You know, he's been a little bit static up top. You don't know if he's still struggling from maybe that hit that he got from the goalkeeper, but
Small is off for quite the forward of Michael Salazar.
But this brilliant interchange here. Look, you see Vasulovic, he's almost started it. Great give and go, comes back to Kaff with his foot. Look at that touch. And just puts it in bottom corner. If you're Adams, you've almost done everything right as a defender. Maybe gets a little bit tight, but that touch there from Vasulovic is unreal. And then his finish, again, it's so calm and composed. He was just talking about that. He needed to be a little bit more advanced. He was having to do that defensive job, but then he pops up in that holes and gets his second goal. But wonderful finish.
As you said, Adams appeared to do everything right there. Sometimes you just tip your hat, right? Just a great finish.
The way it came over his head and he had to turn and bring it down under pressure, brilliant. But great build-up play from Fresno there.
Native of the Bronx. He's played in Scandinavia the last couple of years. Homegrown with Red Bulls for a little while and played at Georgetown. And now he's got his team out in front and a commanding 2-0 lead here away from home.
Yeah, it's going to change the game plan now for RGV. They're going to have to start playing their build-up play. Brilliant, love what they're doing. They need to get that ball, you know, they need to get it forward. They haven't had as many chances. It's all been long range. Hasn't really been any clinical stuff, and they can maybe now just look to, obviously with Sub coming on.
Salazar, a longtime MLS player with Montreal. National team member of Belize. Now they can score some goals.
They need one now. Especially with Fresno now 2-0 up. You see them again just going into that block there on the halfway line. More than happy for Grand Rio Valley to have that ball in their defensive half. Build up as much as you like. They're just going to sit in and shift and move.
Juan Pablo Caffa got the assist on the goal, by the way.
Yeah, lovely first time ball from him, wasn't it? Just lifted it up and over the back four.
And the official score did change the assist on the first goal to Jackson.
Yeah.
He ruled that he did get a touch. So the assist comes off the ledger for Zach Ellis-Hayden, who did have a lot to do with that goal. No secondary assist in this situation. Junqua trying to get a turn to Salazar. Monroy sends it square into the box. Oh, nice idea.
Real nice.
Arcilla trying to combine with Salazar.
Arcilla was just on a different page, wasn't he, than Salazar there. Salazar, great little flick. Salazar, sorry, is alive for that. Gets a nice little shot and goal.
Nichols played the last 3 seasons north of the border with the Impact. Released in the offseason, finding a home here at RGV.
He's worked tirelessly for me, Foster, for RGV. You can see him there just putting pressure on the ball. He's coming from the left-hand side, the right-hand side. He's worked really, really hard so far.
Well, should the scoreline hold, and we got a long way to go here. 27 minutes. Right now it's Jackson looking for more, headed in the direction of goal, but off target. And that was Chavez trying to get on the scoring party.
Great ball in. Just trying to come across the centre-back there. You can see Chavez. Lovely ball in there from Jackson again. Gets the run on him, the centre forward here. You can see just Jackson putting the ball in. He gets a run across him. Centre-back doesn't know he's there. And you normally see them just nestle in the far corner with a little glance header. Almost got too much of contact on it. Sometimes you catch it too clean.
Taken out of there by Cochran. Still time. Don't want to come out of your shape too quickly. Let the subs kind of get a feel for the game.
Sure. Still plenty of time in the game.
Monroy, Salazar. One and done once more.
Great defending there from Del Campos.
And Basulovic again.
Campos, sorry.
The player with the 2 goals. You always see him back in the center of the park, playing almost like a number 8.
Yeah, drops right back in.
Thought he was really good last week in that draw against New Mexico. Won 8 of his 11 duels.
Yep.
This is a forward.
Yep.
And wins another, or momentarily anyways. Eventually coming away with it is Isidro Martinez. Down outside of the area, he's given the penalty. So the foul was initiated inside the 18, and this is a chance to get back into the game.
Great little ball. Great little ball over the top there from Vasilia. Just flips it over the top there, and just see Del Campo not really knowing where he was. Gets in front of him, Salazar.
Well, how will Ramon Del Campo feel once he sees a replay at the end of this?
Yeah, he just gets in front of him there, and he gives him a little nod. He gives him a little nudge. He knows exactly what he's doing. Experienced centre forward. He gets across him. Del Campo just gets caught on the blind side of the run and then gives the penalty, and now steps up for Foster.
Eligio Erreguin awards the penalty, a chance to cut the score line in half here. In the 66th, will be the 67th when he takes it. It will be Foster. And hits the post. Oh my goodness, one of those nights for RGV. Trying to tuck it in, and the chance goes away as quickly as it came.
What an opportunity. You see from that camera angle there, he's got that little Progba step up, 1-2 step, and he opens his body up. Look, he sent the keeper the wrong way, and it's flush off the post and out for a goal kick. Just see what he's trying to do. He just got caught maybe under it. His balance a little bit under him, and he ends up striking the post. What an opportunity that is for RGV.
He's going to have a word with the groundskeeper after the match. Why'd you put that extra coat of paint on that pole? Knocked it right up. So 67th minute, it will remain 2-0. And bailed out was Ramon Del Campo.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the golden opportunity.
That was the one there, bottom corner. You see what he's trying to do? He opened his body up, he did everything right. The keeper's gone the wrong way, and he just sort of lost his balance in that last little second, sat on his heel, and ends up clipping the outside of the post.
Well, he's not the first player to miss a penalty. He's certainly not going to be the last. It happens. Fans sometimes think it's an automatic goal.
Oh.
Never the case.
He would have practiced it as well.
Yeah.
He looked like he's run up. He knew what he was doing. It's just one of those things.
Near side. Falling down on the pitch. There's Jackson going the other way. Has to run on the return ball. Takes a step around the keeper. Serves it back across. Played off the line. Still some work to do inside the area, and a foul. Nope.
Looked like Martinez. Do you see Martinez? Looks like he puts a boot in Chavez's chest there. We'll have to see that in the replay, but a bit of a mix as it pops up. You don't think so, Jeff? Looked like maybe.
could be right. We'll have to see. Doesn't matter. Referee didn't see anything there. Waiting on another change for Rio Grande Valley. Monroy, we're hearing downstairs that he'll be coming off.
He's been excellent today, Monroy, for me. I think a real bright spark on that wing. Maybe they've seen enough. He's done his job, got his minutes.
Jackson on the move again. Will lay it out. Zach Ellis Hayden, and he'll earn the corner kick. So the third and final change coming. Going to be Jesus Enriquez, who's a player who led Rio Grande Valley with a number of goals. Had 6, in fact. That didn't lead RGV, but had 6 assists. So in points, it was a pretty solid season.
Just see Monroe there walking off. Had a very good 70 minutes work for me.
And
Looked dangerous.
Enriquez, we talked to Coach Echeverry. He was working back. He was a player. His name's Chewy, by the way. That's what they know him as. So he's coming back from injury. Good to get him a little run here for the last 20 minutes off the inside of the post. And it was nearly 3-0. Right off the crossbar, rather. Served in by Kaffa one more time. Boy, don't fall asleep.
Brilliant work, set piece that. Just Kaffa drops it round to the back post and he heads it back across. Lovely look, free at the back post there. Then you see coming in there, Johnson just trying to hit it in. Chavez just jumps too early, mistimes it. As he was down, the ball was up. Again, lovely work, free kick, corner kick, sorry.
Ellis Hayden with the throw.
It's been easy for them, and it seems like when they get these opportunities to score goals, and it just seems easy in the box.
Foster. This is halfway. They're going to give him the respect. Outright it comes. Duvall, long service across. Looking to collect his Chewy. Takes a step. Leaves it back. Getting a touch was done well. Couldn't get enough on it. Back into the area, Dunwell.
Shoot, Dunwell could have turned and hit it.
Yeah, he tried to find Foster.
One touch too many.
This is good. Pressure being put on by the Toros and now turned over. A long, lanky Jackson on the move again.
I like that from Enriquez though. First touch of the ball, gets in a 1v1, pushes Fresno's right back into the box. I like that. Shows intent straight away.
Kaffa, center of the park.
Calm and comfortable as any Kaffa on the ball. Very calm and comfortable. Just what you need in this situation. 2-0 is always that tough lead. You know, you get a goal and then obviously the momentum swings the other way, but you get Kaffa on the ball and he can just calm it all down.
Ellis Hayden again. They can just take their time on the ball and see the game out at this point. They're going to continue to go for it. And making no mistake was Duvall. Out into the upper deck. Taking no chances. He's the star of this match. Sulovic will leave it.
Yeah, 2 different goals, but 2 quality goals.
And Johnson, so tie, and we'll go in behind. And that means a corner kick. And this will unfortunately burn a good minute of time too as they set up.
I'd be the same as Fresno if that was me. Everything's going to take an extra 5-10 seconds as long as it can take.
We've seen the goalkeepers on this end with that wind whipping in. Some issues misjudging things here. Johnson, a low laser into the side netting.
He'll be disappointed with that.
He'll say the wind took it.
Yeah. Look at the ground, right? Look at the ground.
73rd, Fresno looking for a result. Back-to-back weeks to open the season here on the road. The home schedule won't open until the 30th of March against San Antonio. Rio Grande Valley back on the road for 2 after this, and El Paso and at Tulsa. The road is not going to get easier here to start this season. And you mentioned it in the first half. Coach Echeverry saying, look, we know this is going to be 3 or 4 or 5 games in before we really have things sorted out with this young team.
It is, you know, I know we're all excited now being back on and watching these games, but it's only the second game in.
But a good night for that man, Adam Smith, Liverpool native, longtime goalkeeper.
He'll be very happy with his team.
Most of his career spent in Scotland. Motherwell, Harrogate. Everton youth product as a player, as a goalkeeper. And then in the USL with Wilmington, there's a chance. It disappears as quickly as it developed.
He's had so far in his first 74 minutes, you say Cochrane's not really had, can't think of many saves that he's had to make in this game so far. Obviously the penalty he got lucky with going the wrong way.
Yep, Cochrane only made 1 save last week. It was not really busy as his team really had the better of things on the run of play. And what was just a fantastic and raucous environment in Albuquerque.
Oh, it was rocking up there, wasn't it?
Scarves are flying. The Toros gave away scarves tonight as well. 500 to be, in fact. And we saw in pregame, they had the Lucha Libres in the wrestling ring at the end of the stadium. A little battle to entertain the crowd to start, get them warmed up. Rio Grande Valley, about a quarter hour left to do something about this 2-0 deficit. Inside the box, Salazar going to be the recipient of that cross. Comes away, done well. Just trying to connect a couple passes to lead to a final ball, and we'll retain possession here. Need a bit of a sense of urgency now, too.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 balls just like this. Put a couple in the box.
Good ball from Dunwell. But in the end, no problem for Cochrane.
Goalkeeper here, look. Getting organised, killing clock. Get up, no risks.
Dribbling the ball. Of course. Boots it away. Castellanos is it straight up Broadway. Martinez good on the ball again. One of those players is a magnet. He seems to be in kind of like Moses on the other side.
Yeah, he's done. Moses has been excellent for me, unsung hero. You know, his job, what he's done. Obviously, we spoke about his tenaciousness and being on a card, but look at him moving back in. He does so well for the midfield.
And he set a tone, really. Played square. Bent in.
Great defending.
Trouble. Good work by Ramon Del Campo. And into the area and cleared out once more. Zach Ellis-Hayden.
There you see the veteran Jackson all the way back there and right back, working his feet, defending hard.
Jackson at 30 years old still has the pace and, of course, the brain to go with it. Turned over. Oh, big win. And Jackson, as he does. Work it wide, Arcilla. And too much on it.
See there, Duval still working up and down that line. Still trying to get out.
Well, we mentioned the Lucha Libres. This was, oh goodness, is the referee going to get trounced here?
Is that the ref? He's out. Off the top rope.
Tag team?
Off the top rope. Oh,
it was a manager. And then Mr. Toro got in and cleaned everybody up on the Royal Rumble. Hey,
In off
Yeah,
the
you
top
get
rope.
wrestling in a soccer match.
In off the top rope.
A1. Yeah. A little Jimmy Superfly Snuka action. Outstanding. And Salazar trying to work it wide. The line, Castellanos heads it back. And it will be Fresno ball. As time starting to tick away here in the season opener for Rio Grande Valley. You see the quality they possess.
Yes.
It could be a special season, but it's just going to take a little while to get everybody on the same page and working in the right way.
Totally agree, Jeff. They've got the piece. They've got the pieces. You know, they really, really have. I love Foster. I love Monroy. I even think Enrique's coming in there. You know, it's just for me. It's just been that final ball, that final little bit of intricacy, that little touch, the little bit of creativity. They just lack that in and around the edge of the box.
Castellanos heads it forward. And drawing the foul is Foster. Foster on the move. Head up, trying to pick a pass. Runs into a bunch of white jerseys. On the overlap. In the box. Took a deflection on its way out. Should be a corner kick. Nope.
Gave Foster a lot of time on the edge of the box there, didn't they? Backing off. Thought they was going to get into a bit of trouble.
Goals from Basulovic first and second half. Rio Grande Valley had an opportune chance on a penalty to cut the lead to 1. And Foster hit the right post. Change for Fresno. Milwaukee looking throw. And booted clear. Castellanos checking the surroundings with Chavez closing him down. Adams.
Brilliant.
Finally open, man, yeah.
Brilliant.
Good look to find Dunwell. Numbers coming forward. Arcilla. What you like about Foster, he's attacking from the center. He goes out wide. Everything he can to impact the game. And here we get set for a double change here for Coach Adam Smith. And the guys he mentioned we'd see, Elijah Martin, 22-year-old who's got a bright future. And Cutis Lawal will come in for Jaime Chavez. Lawal, guy who's seen some time in the USL with Wilmington. Spent the last couple of seasons in Croatia.
He looks to be like for like, doesn't he, Lawal? Looks like he'll go up there as centre forward.
He's got some pace.
Jackson's coming off, been excellent tonight for me. Jackson put in a real shift. Really complimented Ellis Hayden down this right-hand side. You can see him just taking his time walking off the field. And like you said, here comes Martin, and he's been one of their bright spots in pre-season. The young lad said he can play on the right-hand side, can play on the left-hand side. But when he came in last week, he was composed. He did what he needed to do from the game plan. And Adam Smith was really blowing his horn.
Player that was with their U23s last couple of seasons, 21 appearances and 2 goals. Spent some time in the Tampa Bay Rowdies organization as well, a product of the IMG Academy. Elijah Martin's just 22, and he's a local boy out of Fresno. And there's a foul and a booking, the first of the match, I think, coming RGV's way. No? He was going to the pocket? No.
This will suit Fresno, though. They're not worried about this. Kills the game.
Take your time.
Kills the game.
Yep, and there, in fact, is the yellow, I believe, Arcilla. Basulovic has had quite the game in conversations with the bench.
Just trying to sort out their formation, I think, with Martin coming on. Basulovic just asking, is he playing a 2 or a 3 in that little midfield area? You can see Belusevic come out on this right-hand side. Martin's gone in there now next to Moses.
Yellow to Garcia. Second half substitute. Adams.
To see Kaffa now pushed into that 10 role underneath Lawal.
Martin is the player running central for Fresno. It's interesting they have Zach Ellis-Hayden dropping back now a little.
Yeah, they'll be happy now. 7 minutes to go. Just put in legs in midfield.
Defense, yeah.
Put legs in midfield. Shore it up.
Come out of there. How about that? Bit of work of dancing on the ball from Lawal. He's on the ball. In the corner. Wasting time. And the throw will stay with the road team, the Foxes. Looking to go 1-0-1 on this young 2019 USL Championship season.
You know, I think RGV, when they reflected it even at this, 5 minutes in, they've done well. Like we said, they've moved the ball well. They've stuck to their game plan. Obviously, they've had 2 quality goals against them, which you know, they'll reflect and look over.
I think Thurston Echeverria would feel that maybe this game, the result won't be indicative of the good moments that they played, but yeah, well, you've got to be switched on defensively.
Yeah.
Would you say the scoreline flatters Fresno? But I mean, I think they've been good. I think they've earned to be.
No, I do. Yeah, I think they've taken their chances. They've definitely taken their chances. And if we look over, I don't think RGV's had many shots. Not really on target. I know they've had a lot of build-up play and through midfield into these wide areas, but I feel the outside backs for Fresno with Cooper and Ellis-Hayden have done very well. They've limited the crosses coming in. Foster's been lively for Rio Grande Valley, but hasn't really had any end product. Obviously, Small came off.
Rio Grande Valley 12 shots overall to Fresno's 11, but they've only had the 1 on target
One
on
on
the
target.
Toros and 4 for Fresno FC. So really, the lack of clinical finishing has haunted them here in this game.
The hardest part of the game, you know, we get to speak to a lot of managers, and that's what they're all working at. They're all trying to score goals. That's why obviously strikers, you know, those goal scorers are worth big money. You know, I was calling yesterday.
That's right.
I was on the game yesterday with Louisville City, and you're looking at Lancaster there, who's 25 goals and taken away. You know, 25 goals in your team taken away. That's so hard to replace.
Special player Cameron Lancaster. Foster into the area. Martinez makes something happen. Adams keeps it alive. Everybody on the attacking half, including Castellanos, who will carry the ball, working it wide. 4 minutes plus stoppage. That's all that remains. So
You're working.
Score, you got to do it now.
You're working hard if you're Fresno. You know, look, you could see him. They want a clean sheet.
Yeah,
you're on the road. You want that shutout. It's big. You know, they're so important. That's a confidence booster. You know, especially when I played and being a defender myself. But when a team of us got a clean sheet on the road, that feels nice. That's a good day's work.
Moving back. It's Enriquez. Adams, top of the area. Done well, no, McDad Arcia. Looking for a handball. Yep.
Just too tight, wasn't it? Just too tight for Rio Grande Valley. Their players, you can see what they're trying to do. They're looking for a little intricate. All the ideas are good.
And of course, the final change, Casillas. We'll waste another minute here. And the night is done. Very earned.
Excellent there from
Earned
Vasulovic.
Earned his spoils tonight with the 2 goals. If that game was at home, I'm sure he'd get quite the ovation.
Oh, that's nice though, isn't it? When you're Vasulovic, 3 minutes to go, you scored your 2 goals, you get your chance to come off. Normally clap the crowd. Sit down, take your shin pads off, think you've done a good day's work.
Martinez. Have a go. Why not? Chris Duval, nothing else has worked for Xherson Echeverry's team. Well, some things to take into training this week, or next week rather. He's looking to avoid being shut out here for the second straight week.
Just got caught early, that first goal in the 2 minutes. If you could reflect back to that, you know, just try and stay in the game. Wonderful finish, but just got caught with a give and go. And then early in the second half, the ball over the top, great little play, and just got caught again. The back four is a young back four. Learning curves for the two centre halves.
Experience is bettering youth tonight, but we've mentioned it multiple times. It's a work in progress. And it certainly has the players to work with and the pieces. Just got to get them all on the same page.
For sure.
Garcia. Duval. Dunwell coming over. Again, good work by Moses. And cleared by Cochran.
He's covered some ground, didn't he, Moses, today? Covered some ground in there. He's done excellent.
Final minute of regulation.
Fresno in no rush to take this.
Throw from Cooper. And nearing 3 minutes will be tacked on to the end. 3 minutes of stoppage time. For Salazar, nothing doing, but commits the foul. So what did I do? Two center backs there, Daly and Del Campo.
Happy with their work today.
Yeah.
They'll be happy with their work. They'll be wanting that shutout, like we said, that clean sheet. They'll want that. Means a lot to a back four, means a lot to a group when you've come away from home and you work in. And obviously they got lucky with a penalty, but now they want to keep that shutout now. That builds great momentum moving into the following weeks.
Cooper and Ellis Hayden on either side, but really give a lot of credit to Seth Moses to protect that back line here all night.
Totally agree.
Really, Basulovic has come in and won balls too. Along with Kafa, who sometimes won't show up in the box score, but just does all the little things that really only the purists really notice.
He's a big piece of it. It's just calming, big piece. He can lock it. He can unlock it as well with his ability on the ball.
Kickball here, close this out. 2 minutes to go. Dunwell. At least get the crowd a goal here if you're Rio Grande Valley. Good service into the area. Salazar bracketed by two defenders, now cutting it back. Just outside the area now. Martinez. And recognizing the danger quickly. And will stop play.
Oh, that looked shin to shin. That looked tough on there for Foster. He didn't see it coming at all.
And injury to insult on the night. Will hop off to get looked at.
Yeah.
Oy. That's what you don't want to see.
No,
You're near the finish line of the game.
He's been excellent. You see this, just pops up here and he just keeps he's got his core, he connects properly there. Hopefully that's shin pad to shin pad. Look, just pops up in the air from Martinez. And look, as he turns, he's got his eyes completely on the ball. Just catches the bottom of Cochran's foot there, but you can see that shin to shin there, sore.
Minute of stoppage time left, the minimum of 3. Free kick for Fresno. Fox is looking to go up to 4 points on the season. Impressive road victory.
You'd be happy with that.
Yep, and this will be their first ever win against RGV. Last year, a loss and a draw against his team.
You're opening 2 games on the road. You come away with 4 points. You take that all day long.
Yeah, take it to the bank.
Especially with the win now, obviously makes the one against New Mexico even more in a hostile environment.
Over 15 seconds left.
Take that in the corner.
He follows your advice and then takes and pays the price for it. No foul. chance. Salazar will chase to no avail. We've played the minimum 3. And the blast of the whistle from Alejo Aragui. And this one goes in the books as a 2-0 win for Fresno here on the road against Rio Grande Valley. So the Zorros take care of the Toros on this chilly night in South Texas.
And I think he pops up with a fair result. You know, some good football played by both teams, but just that cutting edge, that one-star player. Vasulovic just gets both his goals with 2 clinical finishes, and that's what divides the game.
We'll put a bow tie on it when we come back here on ESPN+. Now the Toros dropped the result at home in this home opener, 2-0 to Fresno FC. The access to the fans always important at the end. So we take a look at the highlights of this one. And it was Fresno from the get-go, Sam.
Certainly was. First 2 minutes here. See this great little combination. Comes inside to Johnson. Little give and go from the goal scorer there and finishes it brilliant there. Really, really good finish. So clean and tidy. You can see just opens up, starts it here. Belusovic there did a little 1-2 and finishes brilliantly there. Excellent finish.
Here towards the end of that first half, headed off target from Castellanos. And they had the chances really to get back in it.
Yeah, you just see this one here from Cabrera, just drops and pops up. But here, wide areas was always a big one all game for both sides. And then you see a lovely ball in there from Ellis Hayden, just pulls it back in. Coming in from the other side, Johnson with a diving head, and keeper makes a great save. And this is a goal, little give and go. Look at the forward run there. Great little turn and touch there from the goal scorer, and puts it bottom corner with a wonderful finish.
A highlight reel goal for Vasulovic, who had the brace tonight to give the difference and the win to the Fresno FC Foxes as they go to 1-0-1 on the season.
And here was a penalty. Look, got himself in trouble there, the centre-back. Just gets in front of him, the sub coming on there.
But clank off the post it goes from Foster. And he'll have more of those throughout the season. He'll bury them.
Yeah, he just sees open up, puts the goalkeeper the wrong way, and he just sits back on his heel and puts it wide. But he was excellent. He was excellent for Rio Grande Valley the whole game for me, Foster.
And post-game handshakes indicate the end. Here's a look at our full-time match stats. The goals are what count, and RGV had the better of the shots on this one, but on target was the problem, as we mentioned.
Yeah, I think it's exactly how it is said. You know, RGV had the ball, they moved it well and build up into through the midfield into that final third, and then they just lacked that little bit of craft and creativity in and around the box, and that was the difference for me with Fresno. You know, 40%, but they had the 4 shots, 2 of them on target, and at the end of the day, when you've got Belusovic, difference maker.
So Bulasevich gets the 2 goals tonight for Fresno. Rio Grande Valley drops to 0-2. Some things and positives to take away, just like last week when they lost to Tacoma on the road, had the better of things. And you work forward to the 2-game road trip at El Paso and at Tulsa. So we thank you for watching. For Sam Stockley, for our producer Wes Zintek, and our entire Vista World Link crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long. 2-0, Fresno.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.